What's going on, guys? This is Almost Expert Wrestling, and pretty much breaking news for us. Alberto Del Rio has been released from the WWE for apparently a backstage incident with one of the backstage workers. Apparently, like, hit him or something like that. We won't really be discussing that because no one really knows about that. But we'll be discussing what we thought overall of the news. If we were shocked by it. I mean, everybody was shocked by it, but what we thought of it overall, what we think about his career, everything. So let's get to it. Alright, I'll begin. Like always, I'll ask Kyle a question here, and the question is, how did you feel overall when you heard that Del Rio was released from WWE?
Yeah, I was able to see the post via WWE's Facebook page. I think I saw it about 2 hours after the announcement was made, and I must say that I was just a little bit shocked, but pretty shocked and surprised. But at the same time, I kind of knew it was going to come. I mean, you can look at it a couple weeks ago. Ricardo Rodriguez was released from WWE, and that was his manager for the longest time. And I mean, Del Rio had became irrelevant for the past couple of really months, ever since. I really say that his when WWE really kind of dropped the ball, and Del Rio was October of last year at Hell in a Cell when he lost the WWE actually the World Heavyweight title to John Cena, then ended up losing the rematch at Survivor Series. And then I just feel like Del Rio was always one of the top talents in WWE. I've always considered him more of a top 5 or top 10 guy. I considered him as good as guys like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk at times, and he may not have the mic skills of CM Punk. He may not have the mic skills of JBL and all them big guys. But he was always a reliable guy. I mean, I was telling Joe about it earlier. He really was always one of those guys who worked a lot. He was one of the best workers for WWE. He worked every week. He wasn't like John Cena or Randy Orton, who only worked Monday Night Raw. He worked in addition to Raw, he worked a lot. He always was on SmackDown. That was really his main show. He worked Superstars, Main Event, all those. He was just a go-to guy. Like, when WWE officials were like, all right, we need Dolph Ziggler to have a good match, or anybody for that matter, they got somebody like Del Rio, and I thought it was a bad decision to release him. I was never the biggest Del Rio fan. I just feel like WWE really lost a really good talent, and I don't care the reason. I just think that the release was dumb. I mean, Del Rio wasn't really going anywhere. I mean, he's older than people think he is. I think he's 38, so he's coming up on 40. He's older than Rollins, Ambrose, and all the young guys they have now. So and I guess his time was done. But he had a great career, though. I really think so. I mean, he didn't come to WWE until '09. But he won 4 championships, and they were all major titles. I mean, you look at, Shawn Michaels and Taker. I mean, them guys really only won a couple titles, world titles. So, I mean, Del Rio, he's not, as big as Shawn Michaels or Taker or Triple H or John Cena, but he was always a reliable guy. I mean, he won a Money in the Bank briefcase. He won a Royal Rumble, so he had all those achievements to him. So that means WWE really liked him, and I just feel like his release hurt the company more than it helped it. I mean, he wasn't being used right late in his run, but he was still on TV. So it's not like he was Zack Ryder level, where he's never on TV. It's not like he was Damien Sandow level, where he was losing every single week. You know, he's a former world champion. I mean, so I just feel like that release really hurt WWE, and I'm gonna miss Del Rio. I mean, I'm not gonna go out here and say I love Del Rio. He was my favorite of all time. I mean, WWE's dead now. I'm not going to say that. I just feel like that the release hurt WWE, and I feel like Del Rio was a great worker. So, yeah. And do you have any thoughts on Del Rio's release?
Yes. When I heard it, I actually heard it through Twitter before I did a brief Impact Wrestling tweeting. But anyway, I saw it on there, and I was shocked. I really was, because of all the people, when I saw that he was released, I didn't see why. And I was like, is this because of budget cuts? And I was like, I don't think they would release him for budget cuts. They could have done somebody like Zack Ryder. But once I saw it was the incident, it kind of helped me understand a little more. But overall, I was shocked. And a little bit sad. I mean, like you said, I agree. I'm not the biggest Del Rio fan, never was. But I mean, overall, I respected his talents. He was a great worker, as you said. And as you said, once again, the go-to guy, really respectable. When he came in 2010, I remember they kept showing those vignette videos every week on, I think it was like SmackDown. They probably showed it on Raw too. I just remember them. I didn't know what to expect from him. When I saw those vignette videos, I didn't really know what to think of him. I just pretty much thought that he was not going to be that big of a success initially at that point. But I mean, he's proved me wrong. Hold on, let me read all the major accomplishments from his career. Of course, 2010 debut. So through 2014, so many accomplishments such as the Money in the Bank briefcase, winning the largest Royal Rumble of all time for the 40-man in 2011, is a two-time World Heavyweight Champion and a two-time WWE Champion. And, I mean, those are really hard to do. Some people don't have the opportunity to get one single championship at all. And he was able to get the two major titles. I don't think he never got a United States Intercontinental. They put him straight to the world titles, which is really good for him. Really was good for him, I should say. But hopefully, if whatever company he were to go to next, maybe WWE, down the line he might go back there if they want him. Hopefully they do. But overall, if he were to go to a different company, such as TNA, I'm sure he's on their radar possibly now. I think that all those world title things really helped him be on the radar, and his time in WWE really helped him throughout his wrestling career, whether he would have been released last year, because I don't think he ever... Actually, he had the championship last year, I believe, or the year before that. But anyway, it'll really help his wrestling career. Oh, a few side notes for his accomplishments. He was actually voted, the year that he debuted, he was voted as the best gimmick by the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which is, I mean, I thought it's a pretty clever gimmick he had at first. It kind of changed a little bit throughout the years. First he was like a Mexican aristocrat and all that, and rich. I mean, that really went away, but still, great gimmick. And another thing, he was named number 6 as far as singles wrestlers in the top 500 wrestlers in 2011 by Pro Wrestling Illustrated, number 6 out of 500 singles wrestlers in his only his second year, and that is really, really good for him. Oh, and another brief thing I have to get out of the way. I actually went to WrestleMania 27, and I saw him against Edge in the opening match. I remember I actually saw it a little bit ago. I remember it was a pretty good match, and of course Edge and Christian trashed his, wrecked his car afterwards, and that was Edge's last match. By the way. I was there at Mania 27, saw that match. I'm kind of gonna miss him. I mean, I feel like a hypocrite now saying I'll miss him when I didn't really care for him that much. But I feel like a hypocrite either way, saying that I kind of miss him a little bit. I hope he does good, whether he comes back to WWE or goes to another organization like TNA. But overall, I was shocked, and hope that he does good from now on in his future endeavors.
Yeah, I agree with all of them accolades about Del Rio. He was a great superstar in his own right. I mean, yeah, that was actually one of the things I was thinking about while you were talking. The Edge match. I mean, that's a pretty huge accomplishment. You know, he won the Royal Rumble, and then I mean, of course, Edge didn't know that was his last match. I mean, I'm sure he probably had it in his mind with all the injury problems, but I mean, he got to wrestle Edge. And first of all, in the opening bout of WrestleMania, which is big. I mean, the opening bout of WrestleMania is always a big match. Mm-hmm. And he got to, that was Edge's last match ever. I mean, that was Edge's last match. It's not like it was just his last WWE match, his last WrestleMania match. That was Edge's final match of Edge's career. And Alberto Del Rio got to lose to, I mean, I realize he did lose, but then, I mean, that don't really matter. I mean, it was Del Rio's second year. I mean, imagine, you know, facing a guy like Edge who had been around for 15 years. I mean, and that was Del Rio's first WrestleMania. I mean, Del Rio's first WrestleMania against Edge, it was his last WrestleMania, and it wasn't just an ordinary match, it was for the world title. I mean, I really don't care if he lost or not. That was a huge accomplishment, and I think that's why Del Rio will always go down in WWE books as a, you know, a main eventer. His whole career, I mean, yeah, his last year or so was a failure. I mean, he did struggle, but it wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I just feel like after the Swagger feud, he just kind of died a bit. I mean, his career died off. I mean, he had the matches with Ziggler, and then he eventually had the world title for a while. Feud with Ziggler, had a really, really underrated feud with Van Dam, and then of course John Cena returned, and they merged the championships. And then after that, he had that horrible feud with Batista for a while, and then WrestleMania, I think it was in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, so he really didn't have a WrestleMania match. So, it was just a shame that I think WWE kind of dropped the ball late. I mean, I'm sure, at least he was on TV a lot, and he just wasn't really involved in a feud. So I'm really gonna miss Del Rio. He wasn't my favorite, but I'm gonna miss his, it just sucks when a superstar gets released, regardless of who it is. I mean,
Exactly.
especially a 4-time world champion. So, I just feel more upset a little bit that he didn't really get his last opportunity to shine. Like, a lot of guys, when they leave, like, kind of go out on top. His release just kind of came out of nowhere. He really didn't get that final match. I think his last televised match was probably
Versus Swagger.
Yeah, he wasn't even on Raw. Yeah, Swagger tapped out. So, he pretty much went out losing to Swagger. So, I mean, I don't know if he wrestled on main event last night or not, or Superstars or nothing, or SmackDown, but I just know that his last match that I've seen was against Swagger. So, I mean, overall, I'm upset about it, but we have to move on here, and like you said about the TNA thing, I don't see TNA happening. Really the big promotions I had on my list here was New Japan Pro Wrestling, going back to Mexico where, of course, he was born, and I had another Ring of Honor, definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
I didn't even have TNA on my list. Retirement I also was looking at. I mean, he's not that old, but he has been. I mean, if a lot of people here don't know about Alberto Del Rio, this was not just his whole career from 2009 to 2014. I mean, he before his 5 years in WWE, he had made himself a big name in Mexico. So he was a really big talent over there. He wrestled there for a long, long time. So we'll see what happens with Del Rio. I'm not gonna say that Del Rio won't be back in WWE because, I mean, who knows? Maybe WWE is just doing something. Maybe the issue that he had, they just had to get resolved. Maybe they just had to get some paperwork done, and maybe he'll be right back. You know, we don't count out that, or maybe it'll be like the Daniel Bryan situation when Bryan got released a few years back and ended up coming right back.
Or like Emma recently.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we never know. Maybe it could be something like that. We don't know. I mean, I know Del Rio really liked it here. I mean, he had that. I think he had like a Be a Dad campaign a few months ago. He always liked to wrestle on the tours and all. So I'm not counting out Del Rio returning, but if he does not return soon, I do wish him the best as well as you do. And if he retires, fine be. He had himself a great WWE career, and I was telling Joe earlier, I believe it's a Hall of Fame career. Even though he was only around for 5 years, he had 4 titles in 5 years, and his 2014 year was awful. So, I mean, I probably don't see WWE making him a Hall of Famer, but he definitely has career achievements for that. So, like I said, I'm going to miss Del Rio, but we'll have to see what happens in the future.
Well, I mean, I agree with all that. And as far as Hall of Fame goes, if he retires now, I mean, if he never goes back to WWE, I see him probably being in the Hall of Fame, being one of those guys that you kind of want in the Hall of Fame, but it'll probably be a while. Like, people such as Macho Man Randy Savage, he's not even in the Hall of Fame for some reason. That's why he's probably going to be next year, along with the upcoming DVD that's coming out. But anyway, that's a whole different story. But I see Del Rio. It is a Hall of Fame career. I mean, he held only the major championships, won the Money in the Bank, won the biggest Royal Rumble ever. As JBL always said, Mexico's greatest export. I think that it was a Hall of Fame career. It'll be a while before it goes in the Hall of Fame, though, in my opinion.
Yep.
Alright, everyone, that's the video. Thanks for watching so much. We appreciate it. Please like this video and leave a comment, subscribe. Comment, of course, if you disagree with anything, or agree, or just tell us anything. Who knows? And, of course, subscribe for more discussions just like this. Follow us on here at Almost Next Wrestling, at Almost Wrestling, for live tweeting during Raw, main event, occasionally. SmackDown I've been doing lately. I started last week. I'll most likely be doing that today. And of course, no superstars. But anyway, go to our website, almostexpertwrestling.weebly.com. We post all the videos from here to there. If you want that to be your shortcut here and watch the videos, go ahead and be sure to subscribe first. Take it away, Kyle, for your advertisement.
Yeah, like you said, all that advertising, as well as me on Twitter at Kyle Smith, the WWE. I do the Raw updates all the time. Just been a little bit lacking the past 2 weeks. I've explained that in other videos, but yeah, check me out on Twitter. Coming up on 200 followers. I think I hit it today, so be looking forward to some more WWE fans following me. I just like to do the Raw updates and all the Twitter stuff. So yeah, me on Twitter at Kyle Smith WWE, and like Joe said, comment on the video. Let us know. Do you think that Del Rio is going to come back? What do you think of Del Rio's career? Is he going to be in the Hall of Fame? When will he be in the Hall of Fame? Will it be 5 years? Will it be next year? Will it be 10 years? All of that stuff. Don't forget, next week, next Wednesday to be exact, we'll be posting our SummerSlam 2014 predictions. So be looking forward to that. See if we're going to be right. I'm going to go 8-0 this year. I really want to get all my SummerSlam matches right. So I'm looking forward to doing them. Been thinking them through. And don't forget to check out our past videos. We got the Paul Heyman video up. We got the Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns video up.
Excellent.
Daniel Bryan video up. We have all of our past pay-per-view predictions. Like we got Money in the Bank up and Battleground. We have a bunch of other ones, and all that other stuff. We also Joe also posted a video a while ago on his thoughts on Del Rio. So if you want to take a look at that video, you can too.
I'll probably put that in the description. So if you want to check back, I'll probably put that one in the description. So if you want to check back, they can.
Yeah. So that's my talk for the night, and be sure to check out all the videos in the future and all the videos in the past. There you go, Joe.
Well, all those things are in the description below, and I failed to mention how we do blogs occasionally on our website, which is in the description. But be sure to check all that stuff out in the description. Subscribe for more videos. We got many more coming your way. Thanks for watching.